So hi Dan, thank you so much for
Hi Juliette.
accepting to be interviewed to explain a little bit how INTPs work.
Welcome.
As a recall, the point of this video is for people who are attracted to an INTP or in a relationship with an INTP, for them to better understand their partner or their potential future partner. So I can start asking you, for someone who is, for example, like me, I'm your total opposite, so I'm ESFJ or INTP. It's really a mystery what information you actually gather from the world. Can you explain that a little bit? Because I feel we don't get the same informations.
Okay, so what information do I get from the world? I don't know, I would say that from the world I try to perceive, first of all, any kind of abstract concepts that remind me of something in order to understand how things work. When I go throughout life with asking myself a lot of questions because I want to understand basically everything. For example, when I see two persons talking in front of me, I will try to understand why is this person answering this way? Why he or she is putting emotion there? I'm trying to understand basically everything all the time, and so I'm trying to perceive this kind of stuff, trying to answer a lot of questions, this kind of stuff. Yeah.
So you're more in the analysis of events than actually in the events themselves. And what do you do with this analysis then? Why do you do that?
Why do I do this? Well, there is something huge to understand, I think, about INTPs. I mean, at least from my own experience, maybe not for every INTP, but I can say that I have phases which can last like, I don't know, weeks or even months sometimes, in which I ask myself some questions about the world, usually deep questions. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying all the time to answer these questions. That's so exciting for me because I feel like I'm kind of first to try and answer this kind of question, and so that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I love psychology, so usually today, you know, I mean, for example, I'm in a phase of psychology when I try to, I have some question I ask about myself, about people right now, and so I'm trying to figure them out. And sometimes it's about astrophysics because it's also something I love. Sometimes it's about cats. I don't know. It can be about anything, but yeah.
And so what happens is that you want to understand that subject until you know everything about it. How do you process in your research of knowledge in that subject?
I use logic. Which for me is my own weapon to try and solve things. I don't just go out and read studies about it, even though that's what I do at some point. But I try to figure every question myself. That's how I do it, and I'm trying to use basic common logic to figure out things, and sometimes I could be wrong, and I know, and that's why I'm expecting other people to criticize me about it.
So you don't get into what has been done already, like in history or in books. You start a subject from scratch and you actually do the mechanism yourself of, we read a lot like deconstructing, constructing again the ID.
Yes, exactly. Because I don't like to go and make research, and sometimes because I can't. For example, in Jungian psychology, I just can't. Sometimes I ask myself questions who hasn't been solved yet. And so I need to figure out things myself. And I think that's why a lot of INTPs are, and it's not a myth. INTPs are like scientific searchers, researchers are discover things about the world, because we always start from scratch and we try to build our own system of made out of logic to try and understand systems. And that's at the same time why we can be unique, and at the same time why it can be wrong. I mean, we take some risk there to go from scratch, but at least sometimes we discover some good stuff, and that's what we want. That's our purpose in life, I would say.
Does it happen that you ask for help in your quest of explaining an ID? Because I feel that all the process that you're talking about is very internal and happens really in your own head. How do you include other people in that quest of truth?
Do I need some help? Usually I try not to, and it's also because I can't. I think that INTPs are not understood, that they are very quickly categorized as nerds and thinking about very weird stuff, and so why would you even listen to them? It's so weird. That's the kind of feeling I've had my whole life. And so first, without asking for any help, I need someone to listen to me, and that's already a great challenge, because who is really ready to listen to an INTP? I mean, we go so in so weird subjects that we really need. It's very rare when people actually listen to us. But when it happens, yes, it's great, and of course we'll ask for help. At the only condition, and if only one condition is met, we need to really trust these people in its skills. We need to know that this person is clever, I mean, can really understand deeply what we are saying. And the proof of this is when the other person is criticizing what we are doing. We love being criticized. When we say something and the person is like, no, it's wrong, stop thinking about this, it's actually wrong, it's actually more like this, right? We love it because we actually get help, and that's great. But usually we don't, and that's sad, I think. Because we don't dare, maybe also.
Yeah.
To ask help.
Would you say that your friends base has been built on what you're saying, or did you purposely surrounded yourself with friends that are able to challenge you on those kind of ideas, those kind of topics? Or do you have also friends that are completely out, like thinking about other things than theories and science and things like that?
Okay, so who are my friends? Are they actually? Oh, that's interesting. Are they actually? Did I met them for this reason? No, not every one of my friends. Most of them, yes. Most of them I are there because we actually get into debates. We love science, and so we love to talk about science together. But not all the time. Sometimes I think about one friend in particular. Like, he likes to go out all the time. He likes to go out. He likes to go out in parties. I hate parties. It's one of the most boring things for me, and he loves it. And I love this guy just because he's not getting into debate like me, but he's just so funny. And that's another side of INTPs. Like, we don't really care that much about stuff, sometimes to a dangerous point. But we 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 are chill, you know. And so sometimes when we find people chilling like us, it's just what we need, to get out of our heads a little bit. That's what we need also, because it can get very, yeah, very, very hard for us. I have headaches sometimes thinking too much. That's
So that's interesting, because I mean, with all the knowledge that you have and all the thinking that is happening in your head, everything is very logical, etc. Like that can happen, that you get annoyed with other people that have more like simple interests. But what you're saying is that you don't get annoyed with people. Yeah.
I mean, do I get annoyed with other subjects? That's your question.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. For example, when someone's talking about the weather, right? I don't care. When someone is asking me what do we eat tonight, I don't care. I mean, basic real life subjects, I don't really care. Do I get annoyed? It's not. I mean, that's fine, but I don't feel excited talking about this. No. But that's not why I won't be friends with someone. I have friends who always talk about these kind of simple things in life, and I don't mean simple in a negative way, but as long as we have fun, that's fine. Also, it's not all about thinking all the time. We can be human. I mean, no, I don't
And
know. Yeah.
so you said like, I don't like parties. That's something very boring. Like I want to see how you place yourself in the, like, okay, social life.
Yes.
Why don't you like parties, for example?
All right. So as I told you, INTPs are like in very thinky stuff, very brainy stuff, and parties are the complete opposite. The aim is to have fun, but we don't know how to. I mean, fun for us is very, very different from others. For example, doing math, I will have at a random time so much fun doing it, because I will figure out that there was from the beginning an intrinsic concept in the problem that solves it all, and it's great. In parties, there's nothing like it. It's just about, for us INTPs, I mean, it's just about having fun, talking about random stuff, drinking, loud music. It's all very sensory stuff that we don't like, we don't want, and it's putting us out of our heads, and so we can't think anymore, because it's not the place to think, and that's why it's just not the place to think, and we just love to think so much that, yeah, we don't like it. And also, I mean, in parties, what we would at least like to do is to talk to people. My social life, I mean, I can sum it up with, it's actually great when I talk to people about subjects, and we talk a lot, and we don't hide anything about ourselves. In parties, I feel like we can't even do this, because everything is so superficial. I mean, I would like to get interested into someone and to really reveal ourselves and to talk a lot, but there is music, we can't. Like I mean, yeah, that's my view, at least. Yeah.
What are you attracted to in a person? Like what
Oh
will
wow.
make you think, oh, there is something more interesting with that person?
What makes me interested in someone?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I love unpredictability. It's something I really, really love. Maybe it's because of the fact that I figure out people very quickly. I mean, I try to understand people very quickly, and so once I understand them, if I get to understand them, then they are not very interesting for me. But people who are very unpredictable and I can't figure them out. I mean, it's great and it really makes me interested. And yeah, it might also be related to honesty. I love honest people. I love people who will criticize me, get into debates, not feeling that they will hurt me, and someone who I can talk to, and I know that this person won't take anything personally. That's what I love. I love because then from from this point, I mean, we can talk literally about anything, and that's great. That's what I want: freedom to talk, freedom to think, and yeah, I love this.
So, how do you deal with people who take things personally and don't like to criticize people? So,
all right. All right.
feeling types, basically.
All right. How do I deal with emotional people? I don't. That's the problem. I don't. I would say I don't. If I was like 3 years younger, I had during a very long period of my life, I couldn't just deal with this kind of people. I just won't talk to them because emotional people are scary to me. That's weird to say, but it's kind of weird. I mean, it gives me anxiety knowing that someone, for example, is crying near me, because mean, I don't. I'm very. I feel a weird empathy. I feel a sort of responsibility on me to act, and I know that if I act, it will be very. I mean, it will be very weird, and so I don't want to do anything. And at the same time, I want this person to feel better, and so it's very anxious. That's why I really like not being here at all. I really don't like it. And when people are very emotional, yeah, it makes me anxious, I would say, and I don't like it. In relationship though, it's different. In a relationship, I can be very, very caring. So it really depends on, do I really love this person? I had a relationship in which I was really feeling a lot of empathy. I mean, it was the only time in my life when I felt so much empathy. I was really always on her feelings every time, and I was really caring, just like I see ESFJs doing all the time, basically. That's who I was, even though it was pretty. I don't know. I was not. It was clumsy a bit, but at least I was trying. You know, I don't want to. I don't want people to feel bad near me. I don't like it.
And how do you deal with your own emotions then?
Oh wow! Oh wow! How do I deal with my emotions? Oh my god, that's the. You know, that's funny because that's one of the questions I ask myself, but it's one of the only questions I don't want to answer because I really can't. I really feel that I can't. I discovered meditation a month ago, and I realized how much I had no idea of what I was feeling. Meditation like opened my eyes on my feelings, because before I was like a mile away. When people ask me what do you feel, it's I mean, I don't know, what do you feel? I mean, I don't care about my feelings. What are yours? Because mine, I don't know. I don't know. I just can't answer this question. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. For example, I know when I'm angry, I'm shaking, and that's the sign that I'm angry. That's the only kind of thing. When I'm sad, I'm crying, and sometimes I start crying for no reason. I don't know when I'm crying. Sometimes tears come out, and I don't know why. I don't know why, and so later I asked myself, why was I crying? And then I found, then I then I can understand. But it's always weeks later. When I have emotion in the moment, I have no idea what's going on.
And
And
is that
so,
something
yeah.
that you try to figure out as like your psychology subjects or science subjects?
No, that I mean, I'm not very interested in this. I don't care about my own feelings. I, I, I don't really care. I don't really care about myself, I would say. I care about the world and every concept we can find in the world and every logical stuff we can find. But myself, I mean, I don't consider myself as an interesting subject.
Okay, because when you study psychology, I feel that it's still people, you study people, and emotions are part of it. So I think, I mean, I believe that you still get interested into emotions of people.
Of course, I get interested into emotion of people, but you really have to make the difference between a psychologist and analytical psychologist. I mean, someone who is trying to understand people and its feelings, and someone like me who will understand them from afar. I mean, I don't. I mean, I know people have feelings in theory, but I don't try to understand them very deeply in the moment. That's a psychologist will, but I won't. I just understand them from afar. That's different.
Okay.
I don't get into their feelings. I get to know why they are feeling this way, what they can do about it, but feelings in itself, I don't understand. I mean, no, I can't.
So when you're in a relationship, what would you say is the most important thing for you to be happy?
What would be the most important thing for me? As I told you before, I love unpredictability, honesty, and the ability that someone have to get into debates and get into to challenge what I'm thinking. That's what I love. I want to get into very great conversation, and I want someone to tell me, even though I realize that's not really what we do in a relationship, but to tell me all the time. I want someone to tell me all the time what they are feeling, because I don't understand them right away. And when someone is telling me, you know, when you said this, I felt angry. I'm like, all right, I understand, and I can actually feel sad that this person felt angry. But if this person don't tell it, I never understand. And I mean, maybe later, but in the moment, I won't understand that I make someone angry. When and I know this is true for every INTP. I mean, I really think it's true for every INTP. We have no idea of how others are feeling, but once they start to talk about it, when they reveal that they felt a way, we go, oh, all right, okay, I will do something. But before we just act like it's normal, because we consider that if the person is feeling something, then she would have talk about it. So that's fine. But sometimes no. And in relationship, we don't really like this 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 game of trying to understand what the other is feeling. I mean, even though I know it's part of a relationship, but I'm a bad player at this game.
Okay, this is so interesting to see how different we can be, for example. Thank you so much, Dan, for sharing a bit of who you are. I hope it's clearer for other people, and we'll come up with more videos about every type so that you understand each type better. And we'll talk soon.
Welcome. Bye.